Good morning. I thought I'd turn the camera on a little bit earlier today. It's 6:09. We started work today at 6 o'clock. We're finishing up the pre-trip here and getting the paperwork started. We got our truck dug out of its hole that we put it in on Tuesday. And we checked in with dispatch. They gave us one run. It's a transfer from the, what do they call it? Customs inspection station down by the airport. I think it's a 20-foot container. No, 40-foot container. So we're going to go down to the customs inspection station. So this came out of one of the shipping terminals, was taken down to the customs inspection station, and now we're going to take it from there and take it over to the inter-island shipping terminal, which opens at 7:30. So we got a lot of time to waste, but it's kind of dark out. We are just waking up. Guys are getting to their trucks, pre-tripping, trying to figure out where we're at. But yeah, just getting started. Yeah, we picked up that YB transfer. It's on a ONE chassis. So we made our first pickup. I guess these guys don't open till 7, so we had to wait like half an hour, but we finally got our full 40-foot container picked up, and now we just have to take it over to the inter-island shipping terminal and get rid of it. After that, we'll take the empty chassis back to the international shipping terminal. The inter-island shipping terminal opens at 7:30, so we'll probably have a little bit of a wait. And I finished up my first cup of coffee, so it gives us an excellent opportunity to go get a second cup of coffee, maybe a wiener musubi, then stand by and wait for the inter-island shipping terminal to open up. Looks like we're in for another beautiful winter day here in Hawaii. Going up to a high of 79. Trade winds are blowing pretty steady, 10 to 15 miles an hour, and the humidity is a little on the high side, about 80%. That should burn off a little bit when the sun gets up. That'll happen probably the next half hour here. Making our way past the Honolulu International Airport, off here to the left of us. That first movement of the day. So it's about 7:40 now. We came over here to my favorite 7-Eleven next to the stream, the Lama Stream. Picked up a Kona coffee and a Spam musubi. I noticed that there's quite a few vehicles queued up to get into the inter-island shipping terminal. So we'll make our way around the block and head over there. Sun finally came up, peeked through the clouds for a second, and then disappeared. So. But yeah, I guess the next half hour or so is going to be waiting in line to get into the Inter-Island shipping terminal. Kind of a slow start to our Thursday morning. So it's a little after 8:04. We got our 40-foot container stripped off at the Inter-Island shipping terminal. Now we're taking this empty 40-foot chassis back to the International shipping terminal, Pier 1. It's a little over a mile away. Easy run. Making our way around the Honolulu Harbor on the right of us. Downtown Honolulu in front of us. Aloha Tower off to the right. So weatherman says we might get rain today. I was looking at the weekly weather report because I got to work this weekend with my brother doing some sports photography, and it looks like we're in for some 2, 3, maybe 4 rainy days in a row. Weatherman can't really pin it down though, but we might end up with rain today. But I'm noticing my windshields are really dirty. I'm pretty sure if I clean them, it'll definitely rain. So maybe I'll try to hold off on cleaning the windshield. Making our way to our International shipping terminal, Pier 1. It's 8:29. We dropped off that empty chassis back at the International shipping terminal. Dispatch said to bobtail back here to the terminal and give him a call when we're in the yard. He's got an empty container he wants me to get rid of. So that'll be our next movement. Paperwork in my folder here. All the trucks have folders with all their vital information. So he wants to take a look at that. So we're working on the 4th movement. We dropped off that empty reefer back at the shipping terminal, bobtail back to our terminal, and dispatch gave us three container movements. First of which is this full 40-foot container with 28 pallets of pasta inside. 10:25. We brought it up here to a grocery store distribution warehouse. They're gonna stand by and offload. Meanwhile, we're gonna have lunch. This is my new addition to my lunch pail. This was the antibiotics they gave me for where the cat scratched my hand. So I took the label off, and now I put a teaspoon of sugar, tablespoon of non-dairy creamer, 2 tablespoons of hot chocolate mix, and then a tablespoon of collagen, chocolate flavored collagen supplement. I noticed my nails got real brittle after taking the antibiotics. I don't know if that's a side effect or if that's just my diet, but for whatever reason I done it. But I've done it a few days now and it works really well. I just heat up some hot water, dump that in there. I usually have a cup of coffee and a cup of tea and a cup of hot chocolate every day, just to keep the variety. Coffee in the morning, usually tea at work, and then hot chocolate when I go home at night. But now I can change it up a little bit. But yeah, we're having lunch while they offload the 28 pallets. It took about half an hour, but we got the 28 pallets of pasta offloaded at the distribution warehouse. Now we're back at the shipping terminal, San Allen. pickup is a load of paint going out to the Waianae coast. What I would call an excellent run. It's located in Bravo 2321, so it must be like a 20-foot container. So we'll get this chassis parked and then we'll go look for that next movement. So it's 11:25. We're going to start up our sixth movement of the day. This will be a full 20-foot container headed out to the Waianae area on the west side of the island. Dropping off our empty chassis here over in Alpha 19, I think it is. And we got to go to Bravo 2321. To a construction site, but I'm not positive yet. Because the address looks a lot like the wastewater treatment plant. But I gotta double check. Customer will call. I think we'll even go use the bathroom. It's a good 40-mile trip out to where we're going. 12:30. So yeah, I was looking this up on the GPS. It just wasn't looking right, so then I called the customer. Well, I might be out here in 45 minutes. Was it a business or a job site? He says, no, it's a wastewater treatment plant. I go, okay, I know where that is. I don't like that stone, man. It's really easy to get stuck in it. So we got that off, and now we got to check with dispatch, but we got one more coming out here. 12:30. Dropped off that first can. So I was just looking at what's coming out of the container. It looks like sandblasting equipment. So I'm guessing that was the tools, and now we're going to go back and get the actual sandblasting material. From here back to the shipping terminals, one's got all the sandblasting mediums. This one's got the hazmat stickers. So we'll get this pre-trip and then head on up to Waianae. 209. Working on the 7th container movement of the day. This one's a full 40-foot container with 25,000 pounds of tools and paint and sandblasting equipment. Headed out to the wastewater treatment plant in Waianae. We just made our way into Mahili. Now when I moved to Hawaii back in 1987, I had been coming to Hawaii for about 5 years before that. 83, I think 85. I came 3 or 4 times before I moved here in 87. This beach here, Mahili, is where we used to come to go camping. They still camp here. You're not allowed to camp, but you're allowed to fish overnight. So if anybody comes and asks, are you guys camping? The answer was always, no, we're fishing. And back then, Mahili was all sand beach, big, huge sand beach. And then like a hurricane or something came, and now there's still sand there, but it's not like it was before. A lot of the sand got washed away by the hurricane. Yeah, I have a lot of fond memories of this area back when I first moved here. Now it's kind of overrun with homeless and it's not quite as nice. But right around that corner here is when we're headed to Waianae wastewater treatment. Because we got a 40-foot container, it's really difficult to make the right turn into the facility from the right lane. So you got to really be careful. You can start off in the right lane, but then you got to get a lane and then half at least before you can make the right wide enough. So I find it's easier just to stay in the left lane here and then ask permission from the right lane to cut across into the driveway. And we got the light perfect. So now we shouldn't have too many people behind us. Perfect. That worked out perfect. Right around the corner here is where we're headed. I'll put on the turn signal, the right turn signal, and then when we get real close, we'll put on the 4-ways. And unfortunately, the traffic's backed up going into the town of Waianae. But you can see all the homeless here on the left. Like I said, it's a little out of control. Definitely was hardly any of that back when I moved here in 87. It's just something that's come about in the last 10 years. So this is the driveway just ahead here on the right. Like I said, we can't make the turn from the right lane. We got to go from this lane. Somebody will see the signals and figure it out for me. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. next to the 20. The 20 should be empty, and then we'll just drop this 40 and hook up to the 20. Back to the shipping terminal Santa before they close at 3:45. Yeah, this rock is really loose. We can get off from underneath this one, drop our 7th movement. The ground is compacted, but the gravel just makes it really slippery, sort of. Ah, yeah, no problem. So we'll get hooked up to this, get it pre-tripped. Try to get it back to the shipping terminal before they close. Yeah, whenever I have long runs like that, I really fall behind on the paperwork because it's at the stoplights that I get all my paperwork caught up. But we just checked in with dispatch. He says that's it for the day. Go ahead and shut them down. Dropped our empty 20-foot container back here at Alpha 23. Now we got a short 4-mile drive back to our terminal. And that's our 8th movement of the day. Today was pretty enjoyable. It's pretty normal too. And it did rain. I thought for sure it was going to start to rain. It rained just a little bit when we were leaving the Coralina area, but that it was just a couple of big drops. That was it. Making our way back to our terminal. That's it. We can shut it down. I think my phone just the battery's dead. 3:33. 3:33. Man, air conditioning. Engine. Tidy up my lunch pail. Didn't drink enough water today, but I did have a extra cup of coffee. Pretty normal day. We came in at 6. We did 8 container movements. Well, kind of. We did 4 fulls, 3 empties, and 1 empty chassis movement. But we drove 183 miles. Considering a normal day is 60 to 80 miles, we drove 183. So a lot of driving today. I like that. Enjoyed going out to the west side of the island. When I drove garbage trucks front load, I probably was dedicated to that side of the island more than any other. Even though for a long time you know, the 5 years that I drove front load, at least 3 of those years I was the relief driver, so I took over the route of whoever was on vacation. But I think the first 2 years of front load driving was all out there on the west side, so I kind of enjoy that side of the island. But we're headed home. Got those what are they called, Beyond Burgers or Impossible Burgers. It's fake meat. My wife doesn't like eating meat, so at dinner time we try to stay away from, we'll eat seafood, but we don't eat meat. But she'll eat these Beyond Burgers, which taste like fake meat to me. So I kick them up, put little onions and mushrooms and melted cheese on them, and they're pretty tasty. So we'll have that with all the leftovers, and that's what's for dinner. That's it for today. We'll be back here tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Aloha.